Hi, everyone. Welcome to Breathing and Meditation this week. This week, our theme is courage and the topic progress over perfection. Just to introduce the topic a little bit, perfection is a trap that keeps us from accepting ourselves, and it's a trap that keeps us from accepting others as they are. We might think acceptance of others and the world around us is different than self acceptance, but truly, they are two sides of the same coin. Practicing self-acceptance is a path to finding more acceptance and of others and allowing us to stumble on the path toward progress. Taking courageous, imperfect action is a bold path forward. So today, let's give it a try. We'll go through some breathing exercises and sandwich some movement with some meditation. So just knowing that we're showing up as we are today and really focusing over on that progress over perfection. So even if at the end the breath, the movement, or the meditation feels a little bit different than at the beginning, let's celebrate that and lean into it a little bit. Go ahead and find a comfortable way to be. Bringing your awareness to your breath as you settle in here. You may close the eyes or just find somewhere to soften your gaze. Just noticing as the breath goes in and noticing as the breath goes out. Not necessarily changing anything here, but noticing how you're showing up today in this space. Breathing in, breathing out. Keeping our awareness on that breath, we are going to begin to transition into the 5-3-5-3 breathing exercise. For this, we'll slowly begin to count, breathe in for a count of 5, hold that breath for a count of 3, and breathe out for a count of 5, holding at the bottom for a count of 3. Continuing with this 5-3-5-3 breath, if that feels good for you. Breathing in for 5, holding for 3, letting go for 5, holding for 3. Maybe already beginning to notice that subtle shift in your breath as we engage with this breathing practice. 2 more rounds of this breath, breathing in for 5, holding for 3, breathing out for 5, holding for 3, 2, 1. Allowing that breath to find its natural rhythm, going in and out of the body. You may notice as you welcome that breath in, the belly, the chest, that front body begins to rise. And you may notice as you send that breath out, the belly, the chest glutes back down. Stand with this breath, stand in this moment, noticing how you feel, noticing if other things are coming to mind. And just for a moment, sending them away. Now we can stay here with this natural breath, or if you'd like to join, we'll transition into the victory breath. So, where you are still, just bringing those arms up into a V shape. The fingers curl in, your thumbs stay up, and then you'll just breathe in and out rapidly but evenly. So, welcome in that breath in and out, and just stand here for a minute, and I'll keep us here on time. But um, here, just taking a moment to repeat and think, uh, and just try not to think, I guess, when going through it. And if you think you can't or think you aren't doing it right, just know that you are doing what you can, breathing in and out rapidly and evenly for the next minute here. Knowing in those moments when it feels a little bit tough, just to do your best. Breathing in and out for another 10 seconds here. You got it. And then, as it feels good for you and as it feels natural, allowing that breath to slow and return. Taking a moment to welcome a deep breath in, filling up, and open the mouth and let it go. Taking that breath to reset. Stand in this comfortable position. We'll start to float into a little bit of a meditation before we get into some movement. I invite you, as we go into our meditation and movement for the day, um, to create an intention for the day, for the week, for your life, whatever you feel called to do. But this could be: I move forward courageously with imperfect action daily. I honor my fear of not being perfect for trying to protect me and keep me safe. Connected to my heart, I have the courage to move forward. Or anything else that you come up with yourself. Taking a moment just to set intention for, if nothing else, our moments we share here today. Taking a moment to find that comfortable seat if you've lost it. You don't need to be in a particular posture. You can be standing, sitting, or even laying down. The most important thing is that you feel relaxed and alert. Make sure you have some openness in front of your body. This may look like rolling your shoulders up and back, if you're laying down, just allowing your shoulders to really relax into the floor. You want to have some uprightness or lengthen your spine without being rigid or stiff. And you want to invite a softness into the face, the jaw, the shoulders, and the belly. This balanced posture of being both relaxed and alert, being both soft and open, is the beginning of our embodied awareness. Notice how the body is feeling in this moment. You don't need to change anything about the mind, your thoughts, the heart, your emotions, the body, or any sensations. Just simply allow what's happening to be in your awareness. How does your body feel right now? Feel what's going on physically or mentally. What sensations are you experiencing? Where may there be tightness or tension in the body? And where is there ease or relaxation? Just notice what's here. As you continue to settle into this embodied awareness, you can close your eyes if they're not already, or keep them open as you continue to rest your awareness on the body. Just notice what's present and allow what's happening. Maybe there are thoughts or emotions coming up. Just let everything be here. Now I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, you can even make a sign sound. Release any tension in the body as you breathe in and out. Do this a few times on your own. As you breathe in, open in the front of the body. And as you breathe out, really soften it and relax it. With every inhale, you open. With every exhale, you soften. Allow the breath to come to its natural rhythm and just take a moment in silence to notice your bodily sensations. You don't have to think about the body, but really feel any sensations or vibrations. Now, see if you can feel the contact with what's supporting your body right now. It could be a chair, a cushion, a bed, the floor, or the ground beneath you. Just really sense into your feet or seat, allowing yourself to feel grounded. Continuing to sense the connection with what's underneath you, bring awareness to the pressure of the weight of the body. What is that sensation like? Even now, thoughts or concerns might be coming up, and that isn't a problem. The mind often thinks about the past or the future and comments on the present. That's what it does often, but the body is always in the present moment. And if thinking happens, just allow your awareness to rest back into an awareness of the body. Now, bringing your awareness to breath as it flows in and out of the body, you might want to take one or two deep breaths in and out through the nose to connect you to this process that's already happening, whether we pay attention or not. Breathing is one of those things we do just by way of living, but it's amazing how there's a shift in that breath when we just bring our awareness to it. You can notice the belly rising and falling as you breathe in and out. And if you're ever having trouble connecting to the sensation, you can place one or both hands over the belly to feel the belly rising on the inhale and falling on the exhale. You may even place your left hand on your belly and your right hand to your heart, feeling as the chest and the belly rise on an inhale and fall on an exhale. If the breath is hard for you to follow, you can rest your awareness on the body's contact with what's underneath you, or any part of the body that brings you a sense of ease of connection. If you're staying with the breath, continue to notice the inhale and the exhale. Embodied awareness is a way for us to stay with our experience by using the body, the breath, or any sensory experience as a way to connect to the present moment. Not by pushing away thoughts or emotions, but by allowing the body to be the ground for our awareness. Just take a moment in silence to rest in this embodied awareness. As we begin to transition out of this meditation into some movement, take a moment to express gratitude toward yourself for taking time to be here today, and know that in any moment you can reconnect to the body, to the breath, to the sense of groundedness as a way to create spacious ease and rootedness. As you feel ready, you can open your eyes and begin to move your hands and feet. Maybe you rub the thumb across the fingertips. Maybe you point and flex the toes or find some wiggles. Whatever feels good to you, coming back to this space, letting yourself reconnect to your surroundings, and beginning to welcome some movement into the body. So, wherever you found yourself comfortably here, maybe starting to roll the wrist and move that movement up, finding some shoulder rolls back, finding some shoulder rolls forward. It may feel good to find stillness here, allowing one ear to drop to the closest shoulder, then rolling that head back and finding that other ear connecting to that other shoulder. Chin to heart and taking a couple of rounds here in the same direction. Really waking up the neck here, finding some movement and that connection with the spine. When you're ready, switching directions, going the other way. Sticking with ear to shoulder, chin to heart. Balancing out the movement that we did on the other side. Before we find a neutral spine, bringing our hand to the top of our head, pulling our golden thread, making ourselves nice and tall here. Arms floating down by our side here in our seated mountain, feet grounded, or whatever parts of our body are touching the ground, grounded, feeling really rooted here. Welcoming a deep breath in, opening the mouth and letting a big breath out. One more time, deep breath in, big breath out. On our next inhale, sweeping the arms up toward the sky, nice and tall. On our next exhale, dropping the hands over to one side, planting them somewhere where we feel a little bit grounded here, finding a twist to the side here. So finding the side twist. If you're in a chair, that may be the arm of your chair. If you're seated, that may be using the ground for stability. Wherever you are, with every inhale, finding some length in the spine, and with every exhale, seeing if we can twist just a little bit deeper. On our next inhale, floating the arms up toward the sky. Exhale, floating over to the other side, finding that side body twist, grounding ourselves here. With every inhale, finding length. With every exhale, twisting deeper. Our next inhale, we'll float those arms up to the sky, and we'll just go through a couple more rounds of that, twisting back to that original side. Connecting breath to movement here. Inhales, we lengthen. Exhales, we twist deeper. Inhaling our arms up to the sky as we exhale and rotate to the other side. Moving at your own pace, using your breath to movement. You may speed this up. You may keep it slow and steady with me. And we will go through a couple more breaths of this movement here before we meet back in our neutral spine in the middle. Inhaling those arms up. Exhaling as we twist. Wherever you are, balancing out the body. So if that's one more, two more, we will do two more. We will find those twists in our bodies before we meet in that neutral spine. In the center. Inhaling our arms up toward the sky. Exhaling and allowing them to float down by our side. Wherever you found yourself, taking a moment to ground here. So if your feet are are out, making sure they're connected to the ground. If you're on your bottom, just making sure that you feel comfortable and rooted there. And we're going to take our hands, placing them anywhere comfortable. It may be on your on the arm of your chair. It may be using your thighs or wherever your hands land. But we're going to move into that seated cat cow. So on an inhale, we're opening the heart, looking up toward the sky for that cow pose. And on the exhale, we're rounding the back, tucking the chin for that cat pose. Really beginning to welcome some movement in the spine with every inhale, opening the heart, looking up here. And with every exhale, dropping the chin, rounding the back. Taking this at your own pace, you may even begin to welcome some organic movements in here. Maybe with your cat cow, it feels good to sway side to side. Welcome some movement in as you go up and down. And maybe that movement just feels a little bit better than this cat cow here. Finding what feels good to you, but really beginning to allow that movement to work its way up and down the spine. Connecting breath to movement as we inhale, opening that heart, looking up. And as we exhale, rounding that chin, looking up the belly. Taking a few more rounds of this cat cow or whatever movement you found in your body. Before we come back, meeting in the neutral spine, inhaling the arms up to the sky. Exhale, allow them to fall down by our side, taking a moment to reset here. Inhaling those arms up. Exhaling as they float back down by our side. We'll inhale the arms up again here, grabbing onto one wrist. We will begin to lean over to the opposite side, finding a side body stretch. Stand for a couple breaths in and out. Really feeling that stretch through that side body of that arm reaching across the body. Inhaling back to center, switching out that grip, grabbing the other wrist as we lean to the opposite side. Finding that side body stretch as the breath goes in, as the breath goes out. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhaling our way back to center, and on an exhale, cactusing the arms out, finding a little baby back bend here, opening the heart up. Inhaling those arms back to the sky. This time, we'll take one hand and place it on your opposite ear. Or take that other hand, maybe you place it on the leg, and just pull that ear toward the other way, dropping your ear that your hand isn't on toward your shoulder for a nice little stretch in the side of the neck with a little bit of a support from our hand here. Staying here for a breath in and a breath out before we swap out. So switching that hand to relax where it feels comfortable, that was on the ear, and bringing the other hand to the other ear, finding that same stretch on the other side of the body. Feeling that stretch as it goes through that side of the neck. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhaling our arms back up to the sky. Exhale, we let them float down as we reset. Inhaling the arms up, we'll grab that wrist again, reach into the opposite side of the wrist that we grabbed, finding that side body stretch. Inhale back to center, switch wrist. Exhale, fall to the other side. Inhale back to center, and on an exhale, opening the heart, cactusing those arms out for a little baby back bend. We'll inhale our arms up here. Exhale, floating them down. Taking a moment here to find ourselves back in our mountain pose. find ourselves reconnecting with our breath, it may feel nice to close the eyes or soften the gaze, but we'll also take this moment to just reconnect with that intention that we set before we got into our movement today. Going back to um, your intention that you set, or one of the ones offered up, I move forward courageously with imperfect action daily. I honor my fear of not being perfect for trying to protect me and keep me safe. Connected to my heart, I have the courage to move forward. Deep breath in, open the mouth and let it go. Another deep breath in, open the mouth and let it go. Inhaling the arms back up to the sky. This time, we are going to take our whichever hand actually over the other and give ourselves a little bit of a hug here. So you'll start to feel a little bit of a stretch in the shoulders, depending on how much you hug yourself. And if you'd like to take this a little bit deeper, you can also begin to explore eagle arms. So with that, the hand underneath will kind of float around here and grab that other hand, and you'll really feel the stretch in the shoulders. With every breath, maybe lifting it a little higher off the chest here, really opening up through those shoulders, um, and the front body here, but knowing that you're always welcome to stay here with that hug. And we'll stay with these eagle arms, or giving ourselves a little love for 3 breaths at your own pace, in and out. Maybe with every inhale, finding a little bit more length in the body. And with every exhale, hugging a little bit tighter. Um, we'll come out of that just releasing the arms, maybe shake it out. It may feel good to flow side to side, whatever movement feels good. We're all about welcoming it in before we reset and do that on the other side. So inhaling those arms up to the sky, taking that opposite hand and arm underneath. You're like me, I already forgot which one I did first, but taking that opposite one and giving yourself a little bit of a hug, and and trying to balance out as best as you can. If you'd like to take this a little bit deeper, going into those eagle arms, finding that stretch on the shoulders, getting a little bit deeper. Stand for 3 rounds of breath here as well. Welcoming the breath in, maybe add in some length. And as you send that breath out, maybe hugging a little bit tighter. After your last breath here, inhaling those arms up, and actually shaking them out, finding that movement to reset the body here. Grabbing one arm and stretching it across the body just to stretch those shoulders out in a different way here. Release some of the tension that we brought into that area of the body with those eagle arms. It might even feel good to drop the ear toward the opposite shoulder, doubling up on our shoulder stretch here, and a little bit of a stretch in the neck. Stand here for 2 more breaths. And we'll switch it out, stretching out that other shoulder, maybe welcoming a little bit of release in the neck here. Maybe noticing how everything may feel a little bit different as we flow through each of these movements. Stand for 2 more breaths, breathing in, breathing out, noticing how resistance shows up in your body. And also noticing what happens when your body, as you practice acceptance, inhaling those arms up to the sky, floating them down for a nice little reset here. We'll inhale them up to the sky one more time. And then this time, as we float down, we're going to take our body with us and forward fold over the legs. So, regardless of where you are, this fold, this fold will take you forward and allowing the top body to get heavy. So, if you're seated on the ground, you're folded over probably a little bit pretzel style here. If you're seated in a chair, um, the head is just reaching its way toward the ground. If you're standing, um, your head's going toward the ground. Taking a moment here to reset in this forward fold, reconnecting with the breath, releasing any tension that may have come up. Welcome in a deep breath in, opening the mouth and letting it go. Doing that again. Deep breath in, open the mouth and let it go. And then very slowly, one vertebra at a time, rolling up back to that nice tall spine. Rolling the shoulders back as we make it to the top, finding our golden string and lengthening through the spine and allowing those arms to float back down by our side, coming back to that mountain pose yet again. Taking a moment to reconnect with that breath, taking a moment to reconnect with that intention that we set before coming into our time together. And starting to make your way to a comfortable way of being. So we'll go through a body scan here before we get to the beloved Shavasana. But for this body scan, you can lay down if that feels good. You can be seated wherever you are, just finding yourself in a comfortable way of being. Before we check in to check out. As we make our way into this comfortable way of being, it may feel good to close the eyes and it may not. Whatever you choose to do, that's okay. We'll start from the ground up here, just beginning to notice the feet. Notice if there's any tension there. You may wiggle the toes, you may point and flex them, you may hear them crack. I know I did. Um, just bringing your awareness to the feet. Welcoming the breath in. And then sending the breath down to those feet, allowing them to soften and relax. We'll move our awareness up to the lower extremities, lower part of the legs, your calves and shins. Noticing what's showing up there. If there's any tightness, feelings of discomfort. Just bringing our awareness to how we're feeling in each and every part of our bodies. Welcoming the breath in, sending the breath down to the calves and shins. Moving up, we'll bring that awareness to the thighs, the upper part of the lower extremities. Noticing how we feel here, if we're holding any heaviness, if there's any tension. Welcoming the breath in, sending the breath down. Working our way up to the hip area. Noticing what's showing up here. Our hips are usually a place where we hold a lot of tension. And allowing a little bit of release there actually welcomes a little bit of release of emotion. Being open to what's being held there, noticing it, welcoming a breath in, sending the breath down. And we'll move that awareness up to the belly, noticing what's happening here. Any butterflies, anything that may be showing up. Welcoming the breath in, sending the breath down. Moving up to the chest, noticing if we're holding any weight here. And with every breath in, being open to the idea of relaxing a little bit. Welcoming the breath in, sending the breath down. Bringing that awareness to the entire back body, the spine, holding us together. We found a lot of movement in this space here. So, really noticing how that feels, how that showed up in the body. It may feel good, it may still have some soreness or some tension, but just noticing, welcoming a breath in, sending the breath down the back. Moving our awareness to the arms all the way from the shoulder down to the fingertips. Noticing anything that we're holding here. Noticing if you're tensing up in the shoulders, maybe they're a little bit closer to your ears. And if you can find some space between the ears and shoulders. Notice what your hands and fingers are doing. Are they curled up in the ball or open? Open to all the things in store for us. Bringing our awareness. And with a deep breath in and then deep breath out, finding some softness. Bringing our awareness up to the face. Another space that we often hold a lot of tension, typically around the mouth, around the eyes, even. Just noticing here, noticing if you're holding any tension. Maybe if your tongue has made itself to the root of the mouth, allowing it to float down. Perhaps giving yourself a little bit of a smile for showing up for you, for showing up today, for appreciating progress over perfection, for feeling the energy of allowing, for feeling the energy of trying. Welcome in a deep breath in and on a breath out. Welcome and accept every sensation, allowing it to soften. Moving our awareness up to the crown of the head. Noticing how you feel. That we've worked our way from the ground up, taking maybe the deepest breath in yet. And with that breath out, send the body from the head to the toes. Send the breath from the head to the toes. Allowing that breath to flow all the way through the body. As we begin to find that natural rhythm of breath, breathing in, breathing out. giving up all the struggle, allowing yourself to be, allowing yourself to rest. Shavasana. Slowly beginning to come back into our space together, bringing some awareness back into the body. We may roll the thumb across the fingertips, point and flex the toes, or welcome some wiggles. If you found yourself laying down, it may feel good to reach the arms far overhead and point the legs far below for a full body stretch. Allowing the breath to find its rhythm. And if it makes sense for where you are, you may roll over to one side, the right side, releasing a little bit of stress from the heart. The left side, welcoming some cooling energy. Wherever you are, you're finding yourself in this fetal position, giving yourself a moment to reset before we go into the rest of our days. Slowly coming back together, taking the time that you need. We'll just close out with a deep breath in and a long breath out together. Breathing in through the nose, open the mouth and let it go. knowing that you can always come back to that breath. With that, thank you all. The goodness in me sees, honors, and appreciates the goodness in each and every one of you. Namaste.